Hi, welcome back to our channel. It's the second week of October and it's beautiful weather here in Vinchiaturo. So I haven't done a stroll through town in a while. So I thought I'll go for a little walk today, take the camera with me and show you a little bit of the town today while it's a beautiful day. I thought first I'd start off with the beautiful view today from the mountains. This is from our garden area, our upper garden. And it really is a spectacular day today. We love this view. This is one of the main reasons why we moved here. Hi, we are Chuck and Ben, and we are exploring all that Italy has to offer. So please subscribe and welcome to our channel, Our Italian Adventures. So I thought I'd start with a little walk down our street. This is one of the oldest sections of town. Our street is Via Borgo, and we fell in love with this block. The house coming up with all the plants was Ben's great aunt's house, and we came to visit this house first in the early 90s, and we loved it then. But the new tenants are amazing with flowers. I mean, look how beautiful this house is. I wish I was this good at growing plants. And then we just recently found out that this house next door is where Ben's grandfather on his mother's side was born. So, same block. This house here on the corner is one of our followers' grandmother's house. They told us it was a 2-story house, and right now it's a ruin, but it must have been a really nice house at one time. You can still see the steps. I probably went to a front door, or there was a side door. The neighbors keep it pretty clean. And then this is where our street turns and goes down to even an older section, but there's really not many houses left down there. And then we'll take a walk up here. Cars can't go up here. The cars have to turn there. And we'll take a walk up here. This is one of the ruins on our block. Sadly, the vines have taken it over, but I'm sure it was a beautiful house at one point. I mean, look at that stone archway. Same with this one next door. They have beautiful views. This house here on the corner is Ben's cousin's son's wife's family's house. I want to go in and see it because it has this granary on the side there. And I just love touring houses, so maybe that'll be a video. It looks like a great place. And I love this feature on the side. This is one of the original fountains in town where people would come get their water. They still work, and people still use them to get water. This house, they just restored the stonework of the outside. The guy did a great job. He's still working on it, but this was kind of what inspired us to do ours. But unfortunately, ours wasn't all stone. It was also brick. This is the street above ours, and it's a really charming street too. When they do the wine festival here in town, this is one of the blocks that you end up going down to sample wines. Oh, here comes the delivery van. Someone's getting a package. Ciao, buongiorno. I love this house. Look at the color of that plaster. And this doorway. Wow. So there's a running joke in Italy that the security system is all the elderly people in here in Italy always watching, which is true. Because I've already been stopped twice to be asked, what am I doing? Who am I? And what am I doing? Which makes for a very safe environment. And then this is the top of our stairway to our house. This is one of the squares or piazzas up above us. It's a beautiful building. And when we first started looking at houses, we were actually looking at this second one here where that guy is standing. Not where the work is, but that little one. But it ended up being too much work. And this palazzo, they're actually redoing the roof on. This lovely palazzo is our friend's house, and they are redoing it. And I'm trying to convince them to let me do a video and for them to start a YouTube channel, which they did, so they could show their progress on restoring this 15th century palazzo. They've done an amazing job. So I'll send their link below to their page, and maybe if they get enough subscribers, they will start up again, because it's really beautiful inside. I just love all this stonework. There's our church, the bell tower. And then this is also a really beautiful street in town. This originally, I think a friend told us, was the main street at one time. That beautiful doorway. There's another fountain or water source. They're all through town. Dogs are also a good security system. Here's another building for sale. This building was a detention center during World War II for women, and they erected a plaque here dedicated to them during fascist rule. Russian, Polak, I think Yugoslavian, and Jews were encamped here for women. It's funny, I was just stopped again to ask what I was doing. This is the Palazzo we have the video on that was for sale, but it's in really, really bad shape. This needs a lot of work and it's been cut up, but the doorway is quite spectacular, but you would need a lot of money to save this building. This is a cute little walkway under the buildings that goes down to the next street and then down to the main street in town. That's a little back road that goes down towards our house. And that walkway goes to the main street down there. And we'll take a walk down this street. There's the school across the main street. This is a very charming place for sale. We actually almost bought this before we bought the house we're in now, but this doesn't have a yard, but it's very nice. And it's close to everything. A nice stone building. 3 bedrooms, 1.5 baths, a bedroom and a bath on the first floor. Very nice. This is one of the nice little parks right off the main square in town. And it's right by the local little boutique hotel. It's very pretty little park. With another free water source, which is very nice. I forget the name of this church, but it's not used very often, but I'd love to do a video of it inside. I'll go around and show you the doors. And then we're back down at the main street. With all the shops and bars. So this entranceway is actually not original to this church. It was donated by our friend Guido's family, who lives at the convento in town, which is one of the oldest buildings. And so this was one of the original entranceways, I think, to the church of the convento, where the nuns lived. Not 100% sure, but it's really pretty spectacular. The doors, all hand carved. I think the date is 1604. Look at that carving. Look at that keyhole. Wow. It's a pretty view from up here of all the different levels of piazzas. Of course, the fountain with the 4 lions. And then up above, Mother Church and the bell tower. This is pretty cool. I don't know if I've shown this in my other videos or not, but it's a Roman funeral stone that somebody found in their yard, and it was donated to the town. And I did translate this, but I can't fully remember, but I remember it's for a woman of Orient descent, and she was Roman, but they knew from the hand mirror that it was a woman and she was of Orient descent. So I thought that was Really pretty cool. So that's the main strip in town. Fountain is over here. And looks like this, I think, used to be a school, I think. And now we'll take a walk up to the church. Cue the church bell. I couldn't have planned that better. This is the statue from the San Bernardino Society, I believe, for all the families that immigrated to America, to Montreal, and the United States. They donated this. So these villas, from what I can tell, where the noble family lived here in Vinchiaturo. Somebody owns them now, but they are sitting empty. Hopefully, someday, somebody will restore them, because I'm sure they're spectacular. In my drone shots, I saw they have an open center courtyard, which is nice. And they have beautiful views of the town. Of course, being a noble family, they sat at the highest point. This is also, the villas are connected to the church. And this area leads to another section of town, which goes back down to where we lived, or live. And now we're coming back down the steps to our house. Our house sits at the bottom of the staircase. And a good friend of mine just bought this house. So we will be neighbors. I hope you're watching. Can't wait to be neighbors. I mean, that view. That view is everything. And here's our house with our sheets hanging out to dry. So I hope you enjoyed our video. Little beautiful day stroll through Vinchiaturo. And thank you for watching, and please subscribe and hit that like button. It really helps us, and we'll see you in the next video.